All right, so greetings. Welcome to Eureka Math Squared. This is grade 6, module 2, lesson 23. We're almost done with this module, lesson 23. All right. It's all about dividing a decimal by, well, a decimal that's less than 1. Interesting. So page 287, that's where we are hanging out. So let's see what's going on here. All right, so just like the previous lessons, we're taking a value like this or an expression like this, and we are going to create an equivalent expression for a brand new division problem because it's all about the divisor. Okay, that divisor right there needs to be a whole number. Right now it's a decimal. So a couple of ways to show that. You can say, hey, what do you want this thing to become? Well, it has to become a 32, right? That's probably your best bet. Make it a 32. Now, what happens when you make a 0.32 into a 32, right? Both of these digits gain 2 place values. But when we gain place value, right, mathematically, we are multiplying by a 10 each time, right? But since we need to gain 2 place values, that's 2 sets of 10 or 100, okay? What? But if I do that to one side of my division problem, I need to do the identical thing to the other, right? It's kind of like looking at a fraction, right? So here's my fraction. Division problem is a fraction, right? There you go. And so what I did was I multiplied the bottom by 100 to get my 32. But if I do that to the bottom, I must do the same thing to the top, right? So there's my 147.2. So there it is. There's my 32 right there. And there's my answer for that guy, right? So this guy becomes a 147.2. Everything gains 2 place values, right? Okay, so moving along here to so here's my new problem. Now, after I get my new problem, I really don't care about the original anymore. It's all about this guy, okay? Let's work our way into estimate land. Now, in estimate land, little squiddly here, I like to work with the house when I run estimates. And always start with the divisor. Take that divisor, round it in this case, find something that you like to work with. I'd rather divide by 30 as compared to 32. And now I look at this guy over here and I say, hey, if I'm going to divide by a 3 and I'm looking at my 147, what would I really like that to become? We call that a compatible number. And it looks like 150 would really do well right there. It's super close to 147, and I can definitely divide that by 30. Okay, so I'm going to clean this up a little bit and say, hey, let me divide both of these values by 10, and I wind up with a 3 into 15, right? So if you want to see that, it looks like this, right? A 3 into 15, which of course is 5, which of course is 5 there as well. Okay, so my estimate is 5. There we go. All right, so moving along quite well here. So now it's time to divide. Okay, so I keep my 32 outside my house, right? My 147.2, right? Bring that right up. Don't forget about that guy. Right up. Notice I have a whole number right there. That's what I want. Whole number. So let's start dividing. 32 goes into 1, 0 times. 32 goes into 14, 0 times, right? But it is going to go into 147. Question is, how many times? So on the side here, a little 32. Now here's where my estimate comes in handy. My estimate is 5. So guess what? I'm going to multiply by 5. There it is, right? So 15, 16, and oh, so close. I almost got that. So let me just drop down 1, and that should be plenty for me. A little 8, a little 12, and that'll do, right? So a little 1, 2, 8. Such a great trick to using that that estimate for your little multiply number there. Okay, so let's subtract, right? There's a 9 right there. There's a 1. Bring this guy down. There's a 2. And so we need to climb the ladder here a little bit. So this is a 160 times 5, add 32, and that's probably going to work. So let me do a little 32 times 6, right? 18, 19, and wow, that worked out nicely. So a little 192, nothing left, so I am done. Okay, so 4.6 is my answer. If I compare that to my estimate, guess what? That works out great because my estimate is 5. Okay, so there's a problem for you. All worked out, looking good. Hey, let's do another one here. Why not? So this one's a little more complicated, but hey, same process, right? That divisor, that's a big old decimal. I want him to be a 21. Okay, there he is as a whole number. But what happened? Now 3 place values, right? So everything is multiplied by 3 place values. And if that's the case, I get a 4714 over there. Okay, 3 place values. So now it's time for the estimate. So the estimate, right? I'm going to take this guy. Always start with your divisor. I'm going to round him to 20, and then take a look over here. Looks like 4,800. Yeah, I'll make him 48. Why? Because 2 goes into 48 so well, and they're very close to one another in number, right? So let me get rid of that guy, get rid of that guy. That'll go twice, right? That'll go 4 times, and a 0 there. So 240 is my estimate. Not bad. So far, so good. And now it's time to actually divide. So take this guy over here, put my little 21 there outside the house, put my 4714 in the house, and we can go to work, right? So that goes 0 times. That's going to go twice, right? For 42, there's a 5. Bring down the 1. That'll go twice as well, right? There's another 42. So I'll subtract. That's a 4. That's a 9. Let's see. Bring down that guy. All right. So now I have to do a little bit of work over here. So a little 21. Let's see. Let's do a times 4. Let's see what happens here. Little 4, little 8. Ooh, that's nice. I'm going to use that. So that goes right there above that 4. That's the value I brought down. I subtract. I get a little 10 right there. Right. So now it's decimal land time. So decimal, decimal, add that 0. Bring it on down. Oh, it's over there. Right there. And it looks like I'm using that 4 again. So 84. Getting a little sloppy here. I'm running out of room. Well, 84, so that's a 0. We'll borrow. There's a 6. There's a 1. Add another 0. Now in my directions here, it looks like this is going to go on for a little while. Let me see. Let me do it times 7. Let's see what's up here. Let's see. Nope, that'll work. So a little 7. Looks like I have to extend things out a little bit more. Now in my directions, I started to say earlier, it says if you keep on going here, we're going to have to round to the hundredths place. Well, that's a 5. That's exactly what's going to have to happen. Look at this. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep on going. How far? I don't know. But, like I said, we're going to need to round this off. So let's see. That's going to be a 6 right there. As soon as I get that 6 up there like that, it says round to the hundredths place. Those were the directions. So I underlined that 7. I circled that 6. That 6 tells me what to do with that 7. And since it's a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, I'm going to add 1, right, to that 7, right? So that becomes an 8. If this value right here was a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, or a 0, then I would leave that 7 alone. Okay, so 224.4 and add 1, right? So 8. There it is. So add 8. So there it is. Boom. All right. Oh, wait. Oh, 478. Forgot that other number. Digit. 4, 7. Oh, what am I doing? No, 4, 8. I was right. 4, 8. And there it is. Okay, so that's the deal with that guy. All right. Hope you enjoyed that. Let's see. We're going to cruise down for a little while. Let's see what happens here. A couple more things to do. Why not? Having some fun. 295. All right, well, let's hang out over here. Page 295. There it is, right? 295. I like these here. This is all about equivalency, right? So this guy becomes this guy. What happens to him, right? It looks like everything gains a place value, right? Well, does that happen here? If this gains 1 place value, does it become this guy, right? Well, if this gains 1 place value, sure, it becomes a, right, 0.56. So guess what? That matches. So that works. Okay. This guy, this next one, let me get rid of this. Right? We did a couple of these already, right? Nothing changes here. This guy is still this guy. A little time. How about times 1? Why not? Well, if I multiply this guy by 1, does it become that guy? No, something happened here. It changed. Looks like this is a times 10. So that's no good. And that's how that works. Okay, so run through that. Have a good time there. And that's how that works. Okay. One more. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's have some fun over here. All right. Let's see what's up with this problem. So we need a brand new problem, right? So we need a new problem right there. So this 0.03, that has to become a whole number. He has to become a 3. How does that happen? Well, it looks like he needs to gain 2 place values. Well, if he gains 2 place values, so does the other guy, right? So he becomes a 195.6, like that. Okay, here comes my estimate, right? Take that 3. Now, single digits I don't touch. I leave those alone. So put him outside the house. this guy here. Looks like if I'm dividing by 3, I'm going to want a 180. That's a terrible 8. How about a 180, right? Because that'll go 60 times like that. So 3 will go into 18. 6 times 1, 0, 60. So there's my estimate. And now it's time, of course, for the division. So I ignore the original problem. I go right after that new problem. That's the one I want to use. So there's a 3. There's my 1, my 9, my 5.6. Bring that decimal right up. And now we can start dividing, right? So if that was a 6 there, that's an 18, right? That's a 1. Bring down that 5. This is nice. That'll go 5 times for exactly 15, right? Bring down the next guy. There he is. And 3 goes into 6 twice. Look at that. Nothing left. There it is. So 65.2. 65.2. There you go. All right, folks. So that's the deal. I hope you enjoyed that. And have a great one. All right. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.